So it looks like another Essentials themed add-on has been released on the Minecraft marketplace. This one is called Essentials SMP, so obviously targeting the multiplayer experience. It was created by Chunk Labs. They priced it at 660 Minecoins, which is £3.29. This add-on is $4. The description says, combine all of your favorite SMP features into one. Information on what you are looking at, claim land, start a faction, give your friends ranks, and more. All toggable. Health bars, enhanced dynamic light, capitator, factions, grief protection, homes, warps, TP spawn and back, gravestones, skills and abilities, auto-replenish, and so much more. That is the kind of description I want to see with an add-on. Now, one of the selling points for me on this is the ability to look at things like a furnace or a tree, and it tells you exactly what it is. Let's see if this is worth getting for your multiplayer experience. The file size is only 512 kilobytes. After setting up and preparing today's add-on, I can confirm this add-on comes with a lot of quality of life features, which I think many of you will find use in. Now, once you do have this installed in a new or pre-existing world, you are going to be given the Essentials SMP guide. Now, for those of you that are the admin and the owner of your worlds and servers and realms, there is an admin-only tool. However, this cannot be crafted, but can be grabbed from the creative inventory. This is, of course, to stop everyone who joins the world getting access to this tool. But let's start with the basic understanding. We have quick start, kits, features, FAQ, and also about. Now, in the about section, it just basically says that this is the version 1.0.1, so it's likely to be updated in the future. Now, if you have any queries and you're stuck on certain features, it explains some basic details. How do I get started, for example? To get started, you can use the guidebook, etc. I'm going to teach you everything that you need to know. But if you do struggle with anything at all, or you discover a bug, you can tap on a specific section. I discovered a bug, and that is having to tap sometimes on certain categories more than once. We then have the features that are available inside of this. We have teleportation, grief protection, damage indicators, skills, utilities, and of course the admin tool. Now, it does say the admin tool is a special item that the admins can use to open the admin menu. You can view other players and manage them as well, enabling or disabling bonus features, but again can only be accessed in the creative inventory. We also have a whole bunch more inside of here. Now, it just explains the basics about it. So, for example, it just tells you what the damage indicators are. I think most of you understand what that kind of content is. So let's get down to the really exciting stuff. You can use kits or you can use quick start. Now, quick start gives you a basic overview of the features that are available, admin tools, dynamic light, teleportation, damage indicators, and so on and so forth. Now, if you just scroll a little bit further, it says get items. You can get access to the factions tool. The only downside here is you have to keep going in, scrolling down, and then getting access to more. But we have the grief protect tool, statistics viewer, skills book, and starter kit, and also the admin tool. Again, if you have access to this guidebook, my concern here inside of the quick start is being able to scroll down and just grab yourself the admin tools. I think they need to look at that a little bit more. Regardless, let's go through all of the available tools that you can get. Now, when it comes to the starter kits, I'll show you this real quick, because if you go inside of here, get items and do starter kits, as you can see, I've already done this. It says you must wait before using it again. I don't know the allotted time, but it does have a cooldown. You only get yourself a wooden sword, axe, leather cap, and then you get 2 pieces of bread. Now, there is a skill system in this. If you tap on the skill book, it says, welcome to the skills book. Here you can view your current skills and level progression. Now, I only have agility up, and it seems that agility is on by default. If you just keep running around, things will start to level up. You can see I'm currently level 1, but my XP is going up very slowly on the right side. Let's just keep moving until we rank up. Down to our final couple of levels here. We have now ranked up. Now, I need to still figure out what each level is meant to give you, but I think there is a total of 10 levels for each one. For those of you looking for more of a factions kind of server or realm, you will get access to the factions tool. You can create a faction. I'm gonna call this as Echoes Hub Faction if it lets me. We did. We are going to be on red. You can have red, green, blue, yellow, purple, and pink. Red is my favorite color. We're gonna have this as ECK. In fact, we can do this. Max is 3 characters, so maybe ECK. Faction description, I don't know. Let's just do like the Ecodials, for example, and hit submit. My faction has now been made. I can then tap on this. I can edit the faction, such as the name and everything we've just done. I can go ahead and change the relations. You are in the Echoes faction, the Echo Hub faction. View members, disband. I can go ahead and invite players. So we have Echo X Soldier. I can go ahead and invite another member. They can either accept or, in fact, they can decline. And if you're done with the faction, you can go ahead and disband it, and no faction is going to be available. But I need that faction for something else. Since we are the Echoes Hub faction, we want to protect our land. We have the Grief Protection tool. Now, in order to use this, go to a specific location and tap on it, and then go to a different location, and all you need to do is tap again. So I'm going to come to this point right here. And as you can see here, you are not looking at a block. So we have to look at this specific block. And this has now been protected. So if I was to bring in someone who isn't in the faction and they were trying to break things, they are trying their best in creative to destroy things. It's simply not going to work. But outside of the faction, they have no problem at all. Inside of the faction, nothing happens. Now, when you are holding this, it is going to also bring you this outline. And I believe it goes all the way up and all the way down, so they can't exactly sneak under your base. When you go off this tool, the outline disappears. And if you would like to edit this, crouch and tap on the tool. Tap on Claim 1. It'll tell you Claim 1 ID, Claim 1, and how many blocks have actually been claimed. You can edit this, share to faction, etc. Add as home if you wanted to. We also have things like trust, who you can trust. Do I trust them to open my chests? Probably not. Are they fine with breaking blocks? Sure. There's a whole bunch of different stuff inside of here. You can actually untrust them. That means that they can't do anything inside of my claim. A feature everyone can get access to is the statistics viewer. This is going to tell you your total playtime. I've played 42 minutes. Death, I've died 1. Total joins 0. Blocks broken, placed, total mobs killed, distance traveled, buttons pushed. It tells you absolutely everything. We also have the world stats as well. So it's a great way to keep a track of certain things. There is one more thing you're able to create. Now, this is going to be a teleportation device, and all players are able to make this. You are going to need 1 diamond in the middle and iron ingots around the outside. This can then be used to, of course, set locations. So if we're to do home, we're going to do create. We're going to do this as Echoes Hub Home. Icon, we're going to change this to... It's not that many options. I guess on this occasion, we'll go pickaxe and hit submit. So if we tap on this, I can then check warps. I can check faction warps if a faction warp was created. I can also go inside of here, go to spawn. It says here, teleportation in 5 seconds, move to cancel. So if I was to move, it makes a death villager sound, which is painful. But you can reduce the TP time. Typically, it's 5 seconds on every server, realm, etc. This is the spawn in my world, apparently. But you can change this with the admin tools as well. What else do we have inside of this? Player. Aha. I can teleport to player. Teleporting to Echo X Soldier. The scary thing, and one thing I don't like about this, is they weren't able to deny it. And now, is that because I'm the admin of this world? Interesting. This needs to be like a TP accept / request. Now we get into the admin tools. We have manage players. I'm not sure what unidentified is at this moment, but we have me and we have the other accounts. If you tap on a player, you can kick, warn, ban, rank, and fly on or off. So we're going to go back inside of here. They had fly on. We're going to turn it off. Now they are in creative on this account. So what we do need to do is change what abilities they currently have. So I've made sure that they're now in survival. If we go ahead and tap on this, manage players, go to that account and fly on. Can they fly? Yes, they can. Yeah, yes, they can, as you've just seen zooming around. Although I'm not sure why they're coming down like in increments. It does seem a little bit buggy, I'm not going to lie, the way this actually works. But you can crouch to make them descend. And then if we was to go ahead and change this, manage players, turn this off, they don't have the ability to do this anymore. I kind of want to see how the warning works. Stop, fly, fly, cheating, even though that we gave them access. It also pops up saying that they have been warned. For you, it's green. On their screen, it will actually be red. I also want to see how the kicking works. Can we kick them? Manage players, the real echo, kick. It didn't actually kick them. A lot of these add-ons have that ability, but sometimes it just does not work. We can also change their rank. We can have them as an admin. We'll do mod, and we'll do, in fact, we'll do MVP plus and just keep them as a player. I wonder if this gives them a tag. It does. Oh, that's actually super useful. Okay, let's check a couple more of these then. We'll do this as rank. Let's say we did give them admin. It says 0. I'm not sure why it says that. Strangely enough. Let's try again. Rank. Let's see if it says anything about... Oh, did I not hit submit? Oh, they were admin, but they didn't have any of this. Ah, that makes a little bit more sense. But we need them as a dummy in today's video. So we're going to have them as a player, and well, I guess we'll keep them as MVP+. Now, inside of here, we can also manage claims. Now, if you didn't like a specific claim, let's say they were on top of another player and they've been arguing, you can go ahead and remove that claim. So I don't like that one. That claim has now been removed. If we go inside of here, no claim exists. We can also manage factions. I don't like that faction. Or let's say their name is, again, not great. You can delete it. You can remove specific members. Let's say they've asked someone to leave. They're not not leaving, etc. There's a whole bunch of customization options inside of there. You can also alter their name if they were to have something a little bit rude inside of there. So there is a lot of admin powers. As for the settings, grief protection. This is what I was talking about. Grief protection enabled. Max amount of claims. So we had 1. By default, it's 5. You could let players earn more over a period of time. I think starting with, like, it's so tedious. It's so tedious to mess around with this, honestly. But you could start with a basic 5 or 6. Then, of course, increase it. And then you've got the claim size. I think 64 is a little bit too low. But again, you could start it at this. And then you could go ahead and obviously change it. RPG skills. Okay, so you can have these on or off. You also have the RPG skills for, mining, lumber, agility, toughness, and progression as well. Now, the progression bar is just going to be what you see on the screen right now. But what I do want to do is grab myself these, because there's a food one. I want to teleport to the wilds, and I kind of want to see how the tree one works. So there is a chopping one, and you can see here, this is going to go up. Now, sometimes they need to be broken twice. I think that's a safety measure. I absolutely despise that. I wish you could turn that on or off, but I totally understand why they've done it. It's just going to be to protect players as well. If we do /time set and we did midnight, we are obviously going to get entities spawning in this world, which is also going to rank up your combat. I'm still trying to learn exactly what each skill is meant to offer. So let's see what happens if we maxed one out. So I've successfully unlocked most, if not all of them. Now, if I go inside of the skills book now, wood cutting would give me haste when chopping. Mining would give me haste while mining. Combat would deal more damage. Toughness permanently increases health. And agility gives you faster speed when sprinting. Now, obviously, I'm maxed out, right? So it takes, well, I'm quite high. I thought it was only 10 levels. But anyway, it takes a while to get to this point, for sure. But as you can see here, we end up with haste. This, and obviously if we were to do / summon, let's do a husk, for example, you end up much stronger. So you can end up with these powerful abilities. But as always, if you don't like that, you can go into the settings, RPG skills, and you can turn this off. So nothing is applied. Another feature, if we go into settings and tap on damage indicators, we can have damage indicators enabled or disabled, also for players, also for mobs, and you can have this as number, hearts, or both. For the sake of today's video, we have this as both. You can see here, I have them as well above me, and I think mobs should also have it as well. Let's check. He does. He does. So if we do / summon a husk, for example, I don't know. Wow. Okay. That's really pinpoint accuracy right there. 11, 3.31, something else. That's really specific. If you don't want it to be that specific, you can just change it inside of the settings. So settings, go to damage indicators. We'll have it as, I think hearts is probably a safe bet. We also have the teleportation. Again, fully customizable, teleportation enabled or disabled, teleport to players. I would probably have this off in this add-on for the simple fact that I'd probably have it just for admins. For the simple fact that it just teleports and you don't have to have like the TP request. I think without the request system, it's a little bit dangerous. We do have utility, auto-replacer, tree capitator, gravestones. We have silk spawners and dynamic lights. Now, I want to show you guys these features. For the dynamic lights, you crouch and punch. Now, in doing so, it's going to go in your offhand. You cannot pick this up and put it in there. However, it will give you a free one every single time. So we do / time set, and we did midnight here. You'll see that we do end up having the dynamic lights. Although, what I will say with this, and I noticed this with a couple of things, sometimes they work and sometimes they don't. You have to like re-enable them. So now the dynamic light is actually working there. That's good to see. We do have the silk spawners, which means if you have silk touch, you should be able to mine these. The only downside to this is it will give you a spawn egg. It will give you a monster spawn egg. And this happens every single time. So if we were to put this back down, do it again. Okay, on that occasion, it just completely broke. You were unlucky. Ah, okay. So maybe it's... Oh, it must be RNG. You were unlucky and it broke. Okay, I kind of like that concept. Sometimes you get lucky, sometimes you don't. What else do we have inside of here? Smart harvest, which means it will harvest everything and then mine. We also have the block and entity one. Now, this one's really cool. So if you crouch and look at certain things, it's going to show you what it is. If you look at a player, it tells you it's a player. If you look at a mob, it tells you it's a mob. So I like this. You have to crouch in order for this to work. So it's not going to be on all of the time, which I guess I like. I wish it could be located at the top of the screen, but it's a really cool feature. It's a really cool feature. Sometimes I get mixed up with some blocks. So this helps. And it does work with other add-ons as well, which is a really nice bonus feature with this. There is so many different options in this, guys. We have the admin tools. Again, admin tools enabled, custom player, name tags, factions, show level in the name. So sometimes you probably noticed, I haven't seen it, but you can actually display your skill level. And I think it's not working because we went ahead and disabled it. So I think if we turn this on, you can see they're level 0. For me, it doesn't show, but I'm level 52 according to the other accounts. But yeah, it's just going to show you what level players are. So you can see who's been playing a lot longer. With this one, you can change the time of day as well inside of the settings. Just really quick, snappy features. Day cycle enabled or disabled. Weather, I usually have them off for this world. There's a whole bunch of customization options within this. And I think that's all of the things. I think that's all of the things within this. There is so many different options. A few things I think need slightly tweaking, like the player teleportation. and a couple more, but I definitely think players are going to find use in this. A really cool Essentials utility add-on that I would certainly recommend for the multiplayer experience. For a very good price, too.